Hi guys, it's Gav here from DartsPlanet.tv. Thanks for joining me. I've got Burton back again today, and we're going to be speaking about Darren Webster playing the darts of his life at the age of 50. I love everything about him except from he's a Norwich fan. Everything else is great. Thanks for joining me, Burton.
My pleasure, and I like everything about you other than you're an Ipswich fan, so I totally understand that.
Yeah, you're a Middlesbrough fan, aren't you?
Yes, indeed.
So, right, no, we'll speak no more about that. Let's talk...
Looking at the table, I don't blame you.
No, I don't want to, definitely not. Yeah, I'm not even going to go down that one. Let's talk about Darren Webster, currently world ranked 14th. What can you tell us about him?
15. I think he speaks for himself with the fact that he's up to number 14 in the world. Because if you look back a couple years ago, and he was still just hovering around number 32, and it wasn't just for a little bit of time. Usually, when players are around number 32, they're either on their way up or they're on their way down.
Yeah.
He stayed there for about 4 years. Just occasionally got up to about number 29. I think was as high as he made it. Dropped back down to around 40, but kept, every other year qualifying for the TV events, every other year missing out, just sneaking into Worlds every now and then. And that seemed to be, where he was at. And now in the last 2 years, he has just skyrocketed. And it really started with that run in Minehead 2 years ago when he made it all the way to the semifinal and took a 6-0 lead over Michael Van Gerwen. Yes, he ended up losing that match, but he had to take some confidence out of that. And since then, he's just gotten better and better. Moved up the rankings, moved up the Pro Tour merit. This year got into the seeds for the European Tour events. This year he's finally made a quarterfinal on the European Tour after running into Michael Van Gerwen so many times in the last 16. He's made the quarterfinals in the World Match Play, and he's closer to the top 10 now than he is to dropping out of the top 16. And there's every chance that come the end of the year or early next year, he'll be in the top 10 for the first time.
He never ever gives up. He never knows when he's beaten. Interestingly, Darren Webster's a darts player that absolutely loves his job as well, doesn't he? I remember a few months ago seeing that he was on some course somewhere or doing something to do with building, and that absolutely loves his job away from darts.
He does, but it's reached now the point, and I had him on my podcast right after that quarterfinal in the World Match Play.
Okay.
He said it to us, where he can't balance it all anymore, because as you move up the rankings, now he's a player that people want for exhibitions.
Yeah.
Now he's a player who's in contention to get selected for the Premier League.
That would be awesome.
Last year, he was, excluding Phil Taylor, who retired, number 10 on the seasonal order of merit. How much money was won from the start of the season through the World Championship. He was the only player in the top 10 who did get selected for the Premier League. Raymond van Barneveld was just outside and got in ahead of him.
He got his wild card again, did he?
Yeah, you got the wild card last year. And I hear you're talking about that with someone else.
I have. I've got a video coming out on that tomorrow. I say, yeah, coming out very soon. Keep an eye out for it.
So I won't talk about the Barney aspect of it, but I think that 1 year ranking is a very good indicator of where you are for Premier League. He's just outside the top 10 for this year's 1 year as well. If he has a couple more good runs, he's going to be top 10 for this year. And if you're top 10 2 years in a row, you're going to be top 10 overall.
Yeah.
And it's reached the point where you just really can't balance work and family and darts as a full-time job, as well as, he's an avid fisherman. He's won the PDC fishing title, I think now 3 times, including this year. There's just not time for him to do all of that. That's what he said. At some point, something has to give. And it isn't going to be the darts, because that's, he's making way too much money.
He's playing the darts. Do you think that's why he played well, though? Because he's got something away from the darts, and it's that he loves to do, as opposed to doing it all the time like some players?
I mean, I think it might keep him more motivated. But it has to drain on you as well. He has no me time. He has no relaxation time. It's work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then travel. And if you're going to the Euro Tours, you're flying out to get to somewhere. A lot of these places, it's not just you get to the airport and fly. It's you get to you take a train to the airport, you fly, and then you take a train to Riesa, which is an hour from the nearest airport. Or you take the train to Saarbrücken, which is an hour and a half from the nearest airport. There's a lot of travel involved. play the darts and then get,
And that's if he get it right. Didn't he get it wrong the other year and travel somewhere totally different, or went in the wrong? He did something, didn't he? And only just made it in time.
I remember there was one time where wherever he got, his luggage didn't get, so he had to borrow. I can't remember whose darts he ended up borrowing, but he borrowed someone else's darts. He had to go to the local shop and buy a gray polo shirt to wear so that he could at least take the stage. He borrowed someone's shoes because his luggage didn't arrive.
I'm sure there was a time when he ended up somewhere else, or it took him loads more hours to get to somewhere where he should have been. So what about him? Has he qualified for the Grand Slam yet?
That's the only thing he's not qualified for. Everything else he's safely in because of the year he's had. But in order to qualify the Grand Slam, you either have to make the finals of one of the TV events or win a European Tour event. And as I said, he hadn't even made a quarterfinal. Amazingly, hadn't even made a quarterfinal of the Euro Tour event until last weekend in Riesa, where he just got nudged out by Danny Noppert in the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
You can get in through winning a Players' Championship event, but usually at most one, maybe two people do that. But he hasn't done that this year. So that's the only thing he hasn't qualified for. But
everything else.
Yeah, everything else. And of course, there's still time. There's still another European Tour event. There's still a couple of TV events. There's still the qualifier for that. And I wouldn't want to draw him.
No, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't
Definitely
want to draw
not.
any player because all of them would beat me. But on current form, he'd be the favorite going into that. And he has every chance to get out of his group and go far in the Grand Slam as well.
So the future really for Darren Webster at the moment, as you spoke about in the top 10, over a couple of years, is looking really, really bright for him.
It is. And, he still has work to do to get into the Premier League next year. He needs to have 2 big runs on TV. And I think he needs to up his A game just a bit.
Yeah.
His A game is still, it's that mid to high 90s. It's a more James Wade-like mid to high 90s because, every leg with throw is going to be 15 yards.
Yeah.
And every leg against throw that he has a chance, he'll finish in 15 yards. But he doesn't get to his A game enough. His B game can drop quite a bit, and that's where the problem lies. He just has too many of those matches where he's in the mid to high 80s, which a player of his caliber shouldn't have. But I think, he's getting better with that. And each tournament, each year, his A game keeps going up a little bit more, and he's getting there a little bit more often. If he can, just get that consistency into that mid-90s up, he's a legitimate chance to be top 10 at the end of the year and a legitimate chance to be a Premier League player. And you know what? He's a player who's entertaining to watch.
Oh, I love it. I love it when he's on. Yeah, I love seeing Darren Webster come on. I think that's the big difference in it between the sort of top 5, 6 or 8 players in the world. Their B game is very, very good, isn't it? If they're having an off day, their B game is often as good as a lot of players' A game, isn't it?
It is. And obviously, Michael Van Gert's C game is better than a lot of people.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But you look at someone like Mensur Suljovic, who's ranked 6th in the world. It is a rare day indeed when he's averaging under 90. He's actually the second least likely player to average under 90 according to stats that Chris
really?
put up last week.
That's interesting.
And that's just how much, you know what you're going to get from him every single day. If it's a bad day, you're still getting a mid-90s average. If it's a good day, you're getting a 105, a 106 like you did to Peter Wright yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the difference, though, with the top players. One, their A game is higher, but two, their B game is higher, and they never have to drop to their C game, or they so rarely do. Darren Webster still isn't at that level. He's still too often getting C game. But, cutting back work, cutting back some of those other commitments will give him the time. And
the extra time to practice. Yeah.
To be there more often.
So the big question is, if he do put it right, and get a, slightly better averages, as you say, how high do you possibly see Darren Webster could go up to in the PDC world ranking?
I don't think we've seen the best from him yet. But I think
top 10, top 8.
I think there's every chance that he's a top 10 player. He's right there or thereabouts at the end of the year for the top 10. As things currently stand, just based on qualification money, he's ending the year 11th. Now, there is a bit of a gap between him in 11th and Gerwyn Price and Ian White in 9th and 10th, respectively. But, that's one big TV run. If he makes the quarterfinal of Worlds again, that's the difference. He's top 10 in the world.
Wow. That's incredible at 50, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a top 8 player. I don't know if his A game will ever be good enough to be top 8, but all it takes is one big run. All it takes, we say that, Michael Van Gerwen just said that about Daryl Gurney the other day. He's not good enough to be top 8. Well, guess what? He's number 5 in the world.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's the reigning World Grand Prix champion. You're not, Michael.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Exactly, yeah.
All it takes is one big run, and he is good enough. Darren Webster is absolutely good enough to get one big one and run it.
Oh yeah, he is, without a doubt. I could see him having a good run in the Worlds. MVG, just quickly before we go on that one, it's made me laugh when they're sort of talking about all the players in the Champions League that's on at the moment. MVG's got something negative to say about at least every other one of them, where the others aren't. Have you noticed that, or haven't you been watching it all?
I might have missed something. I don't think he has anything negative to say about Gary, just because I think he recognizes Gary as a legitimate rival to him. But I didn't see it. Maybe he did find something.
Yeah, not sorry again. I didn't mean against Gary, but like when they sort of said, about him, like when they said about Mensah, he said something about him as well. I said it yesterday. I don't think he said anything about Gary, but is it all the others, like when they're talking about another player, sort of said something positive, and he's like, oh yeah, the Daryl Gurney thing. Then he said something. What did he? He said something about Mensah yesterday. I forgot what it was now. But anyway, absolutely pleasure having you on the show again, guys. For those of you that aren't following Burton on Twitter, check him out. Is at all the information's just down there. It's at BSD 87. Is it 97?
Correct.
It is.
It dates as my first email address. I wanted my initials, and those were taken, and I did BSD123. That was taken. So, they suggested BSD123. I'm like, that's silly. I'll go the other way and did 987.
Nice.
And it's been that for 20 years.
Exactly. So don't forget to check out Burton and follow him on Twitter. That is it for this video. Thanks to all of you that have watched it. Hope you found it informative. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn them notifications on, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.